So let's get right into it. When you think about bacteria, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Are they a friend, something helping us out? Or are they a foe, something we constantly have to fight? Okay, picture this, right? It's a scene from pretty much any day. You're out, you grab a door handle, maybe you press an elevator button, and then a little while later, you reach for a snack, maybe some chips or a piece of fruit.
You probably think you're just enjoying a bite to eat by yourself. But what if I told you you just shared that snack?
Yep, you shared it with millions, maybe even billions, of tiny, invisible creatures. And here's the thing, we've all been taught to kind of fear them, right? To think of them as these little monsters. But the real story about these uninvited guests is way more surprising.
So to really solve this mystery, we've got to become detectives. First up, we need to get to know our invisible neighbors. What in the world are they? And where exactly are they hanging out?
So what even are bacteria? Well, put simply, they're incredibly small, single-celled living things. They're not plants, they're not animals, they're in their own special category. And they're so small, you need a seriously powerful microscope just to get a peek. To get a sense of just how tiny we're talking, try this on for size. If you could magically blow up one of your own body's cells to be as big as, say, a whole room, a single bacterium next to it would only be about the size of a chair. That's how small they are compared to our own cells. And where do they live? You know, the easier question might be, where don't they live? They're in the soil, they're in the water, they're all over your skin right now. They're in your mouth, and yes, deep down inside your belly. They are literally everywhere. And here is a fact that might just blow your mind. You ready? By sheer cell count, there are more bacterial cells in and on your body than human cells. Let that sink in for a second. You aren't just one person. You're basically a walking, talking ecosystem. You're a superorganism. And that thought brings us to the biggest twist in this whole story. It's time to meet the good guys, your essential allies that you probably never even knew you had. Let's be real. For most of us, when we hear the word bacteria, our brain immediately jumps to, ew, germs, gross. It's a totally normal reaction. But the truth is, that's not the whole story, not even close. Actually, the huge majority of bacteria are incredibly helpful. The ones in your gut, they're like your personal chefs, breaking down food that your body can't handle on its own. They also whip up essential vitamins for you, and they even help train your immune system to be stronger. And the bacteria on your skin, they act like tiny little bodyguards, taking up all the space so the bad guys have nowhere to set up shop. And their good deeds don't just stop with our bodies. Oh no! Out in the wider world, bacteria are nature's ultimate recycling crew, breaking down all the dead stuff and returning nutrients to the earth. And of course, where would we be without them for making some of our absolute favorite foods, like yogurt and cheese? But of course, it's not all yogurt and rainbows. A small but powerful fraction of bacteria can cause some real trouble. So to get the whole picture, we have to understand the foes in this story too. The really important thing to remember is that only a tiny minority of all bacteria are what scientists call pathogenic. And all that means is that they're the ones that have the potential to make us sick. These are the troublemakers that have given all bacteria a bad name. And they're the culprits behind a lot of things we're all familiar with. That scratchy, painful sore throat, a nasty ear infection, a really bad case of food poisoning. Yep, even those annoying cavities in your teeth. All can be caused by these pathogenic bacteria. So how do they do it? How do they make us feel so awful? Well, it's a pretty simple 3-step invasion plan. First, they find a way into your body. Second, they start multiplying like crazy, really, really fast. And third, as their numbers grow, they release toxins, which are basically poisons that mess with your body's systems and make you feel sick. But hold on, don't worry. We are not defenseless. Not at all. Our bodies have this amazing built-in defense plan, a powerful system that's always ready to fight back. Your immune system is like a highly trained internal army. It's got these specialized soldiers, your white blood cells, that can literally hunt down and eat harmful bacteria. And it also manufactures custom weapons called antibodies that are designed to target specific invaders and tag them for destruction. It's pretty incredible. And that's where modern medicine gives us a huge advantage. Antibiotics are like calling in the special forces. They are specifically designed to either kill bacteria or stop them from multiplying. But, and this is super important, they only work on bacteria. They're totally useless against viruses, like the ones that cause the flu or a common cold. It's like sending your army to fight the wrong enemy. So how can you help your body's defense team? Well, it all comes down to these 4 really simple but powerful habits. Washing your hands is your #1 defense. It gets rid of the bad guys before they can even get inside. Cooking food properly is like a preemptive strike, killing harmful bacteria. Brushing your teeth clears out the bacteria trying to cause cavities. And getting vaccines is like giving your immune system the enemy's battle plans in advance, so it knows exactly how to fight.
So now that we've seen both sides of the coin, let's circle all the way back to our original question. Bacteria. Are they friend, foe, or maybe something in between?
Here it is, the final verdict. And it's not even a close call. The overwhelming majority of bacteria are either completely harmless or actively our allies. We couldn't live without them. The pathogens, the ones that cause disease, they're just a tiny, tiny sliver of the entire bacterial world. You know, I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. They're not tiny monsters that we need to be afraid of. They're just tiny neighbors. And the key is learning how to live with all of them wisely. So, I'll just leave you with this to think about. Knowing everything you know now, what's one small change you could make, maybe even today, to live a little more wisely with the trillions of tiny neighbors that share your life?